All right, folks, this is Sunday Morning Coffee. It's number 234. Time's fun when you're having flies. All right, let's zipper through this real quick. I'm going to try to keep it shallow and short. So back in January, February, I started chatting with a restoration rod shop in the town I live in. We came to an impasse. Didn't hear nothing for months. Months and months. And maybe, 5 weeks ago? Yeah, about 5 weeks ago now. I got a text message from him. Come in, update file, so forth. It took a little better than 2 weeks of negotiating the situation to make it equitable for all parties. We reached an equitable solve and put in my 2 weeks at the crash bang shop I was at. I've now been in my new position for 2 weeks, which is absolutely lovely and righteous because my quote job description is fabrication. I haven't fabricated a damn thing yet. I've yet to really cut into any steel. I made up some actuator rods for a car that was missing a lock actuator and interior door handle actuator rod. Fixed one of the window track guides that was broken, had to be drilled and plug welded. But I've yet to do any real fabricating. Thursday and Friday, I spent most 2 weeks assembling one car to get it ready to go. Start tearing apart the project I was supposed to begin 2 weeks ago. But I got it gutted like a fish. I got some interior to pull out of it, and it'll be ready for cutting and welding and putting new parts to it. Of course, we found more wrong with it as we were tearing it apart, which is no surprise. So that's kind of what I've been up to. I've spent the last month, almost month and a half, in the throes of pretty severe stress and anxiety, just trying to figure out what I was going to do and how I was going to go about it. I'm out of crash bang. I'd like to say permanently. We'll see. I'll pull in little projects here or there for my own personal sideline with modern cars, but I'm pretty much done with modern cars on my day-to-day job, which is nice, pleasant. I don't mind that at all. No, I think I found my home. I think I found a place where I could spend the rest of my working days satisfied, barring any trust issues that may arise. I'm taking great pains in the last few years to correct a lot of wrongs I've made, a lot of things I've done wrong. I cut my own fucking arm off before I lied to something about anything as simple as, did you forget to tie your shoes this morning? I don't find it appreciable to lie to anybody. It doesn't get you anywhere. So I don't abide by anybody fibbing or forked tongue speaking to me. I developed some trust issues where I was at. And then there were issues from the estimating side that I had to deal with. And it financially started wounding me. So it was time to find something else. See, I'm not terribly efficient when it comes to your collision work. I'm efficient enough to not lose my seat, but so the low guy in the totem pole in any little shop, any small shop like that, And I was just the weird guy in the corner that sang to himself off key and poorly all day. It's true. It's what I do. Put my headphones in, tune out, good to go. I was in a situation where I had to do work quickly rather than well. That's production. They would rather see you, not saying everywhere, but it's a lot of places. They would rather see you cave and pave than take the time to straighten that metal out. So I had to balance that as best I was able. Take it as far as my conscience would allow me to. But a little guy gets saddled with the really piss poor sheets. The sheets that come across the desk Monday morning making the schedule go, oh, I might have fucked that one up. We'll give it to this dude. He doesn't complain. I don't complain. Drop me anywhere, have me do any task. I'll do it. If it gets to the point of unbearable, I'm not going to discuss it. I'm not going to negotiate it. I'm just going to find somewhere else to be. I don't got enough years left to live in conflict everywhere I go with everyone I meet. As Jesse James says, head down, mouth shut, hands moving. I don't brag of skills, abilities, or things I've done. I know what I can do. If I'm asked flatly, can you do that? It's a yes or a no. Almost always it's a yes, and about a third of that time it's a yes, but I've never done this before. This is new. So that's kind of where I've been. That's why I've been out of touch. I made up the 3 mallet heads. I completed 2 of the mallets. I'll be using them at some juncture, I'm sure, for my new work. I upgraded my work toolbox, and I handed my old work toolbox down to my son, so he has his first real big boy box, and it's nothing terribly special. It's a 40 or 42 inch box with 19 inch depth, so it's something you pick up at the box stores, not terrific. And it had been beat up and knocked around, and the bottom where the casters bolt in was tweaked where it had been dropped or something. They built a angle iron frame and put new casters under it, and I got it very reasonably. But it's a damn fine little box for what it is. So now my son has a full toolbox, a real big boy toolbox. Well, before that, he had a little Craftsman, a crummy one. It was 16 inches deep, 30 inches wide, maybe 30 inches tall. One of those crummy ones that had the glides that always fall down, and you pull the whole fucking drawer out. And I just kind of hand tools down to the kids as they come of age. They all have their own little toolbox, except one of them that I need to make up a toolbox for. And some of them will use the tools, some of them won't. The one that uses the tools, I make sure they're set up. That's the one proud papa moment I got to have. I explained to my son some weeks ago, we were working on a Chevelle, and my son is very skilled and talented artistically, musically especially. You hand him an instrument, make horrible noise for a week, and then he'll start composing his own music. Guitar specifically is his tool of choice, and I would care to see him pursue that. At 16, he is of a quality and level that would put him in a category of professional session player. And that's really something. So I don't wish to stifle that artistic creativity, but we were working on a Chevelle. I had to weld in the dash plate, install the steering column, and then we worked through the roof. The roof had a hole cut in it, so we filled it and skimmed it, and I laid epoxy down on it when I was done, so it's safe for now as long as it's not stored outside. But the roof rails were really badly tweaked. He spent 3 or 4 hours on the driver's side roof rail straightening it out. Well, he's looking around trying to figure out, I need something. He starts making his own tools. So I explained to him, I said, son, look, this is my thing, and I adore that you come down and help me. And he gets paid. I put him on the clock. He doesn't make a mountain of cash, and I'm going to make a point not to make that money too easy for him. He's 16. He's now got a car. He'll have his license here when he's done with driver's ed, so he'll need money for gas and insurance and so forth. But at the end of the day, I don't want this to be the easy money route. I want him to be able to follow his artistic pursuits. Anyhow, long story longer, I quit my job my last day, brought my tools and toolbox home, and while I set up my new toolbox for work, he set up his toolbox. I said, son, it was his weekend. It was the weekend of his birthday. I started my new job on his birthday. I said, all right, son. Now, you already knew you get this toolbox when I upgrade. What I didn't tell you was, and I brought out a quarter, half-inch, 3/8 drive socket rails. The half-inch is a little sparse, but everything else is full set Craftsman. It's a good. I had these kicking around that weren't being utilized. So he is now set up with a fairly complete sockets, wrenches, ratchets, Craftsman set. And we went through and fleshed it out. He's got some air tools, a drill, a DA, some blocks, a file board. Just went through and started setting them up a little more reasonably. He had two metric and SAE half-inch rails that were sparsely populated. He just didn't have shit. He hadn't been handed down much for tools, and I hadn't really focused on it much. It wasn't important. We worked out of my box when we were working, so forth and so on. Well, now the young man has his toolbox, his tools, his equipment. We'll fill out the wrenches a little better, I think, as needed. Then we'll start working on some specialty hand tools and little shit. Body hammers, dollies, all the like. But he told me, he's like, Dad, I enjoy this. I like working on cars. I like working on cars with you. So that really, oh fuck, I almost cried right there. I'm not even gonna bullshit. That we can share a passion for something together. And we share a passion for music, but it's his thing, you know, it really is. Creating music. But, so he comes down and helps me. We have a good time. But it excited him. I said, did I do good? I worry about this shit. I was kind of a rotten dad coming up, and I can't fix all that, but I can do better. Am I doing better? Give me some input here. I'm running blind. My old man boogied when I was 5, so I'm in uncharted territory. And he was very pleased and excited that he has this toolbox. So yesterday we were cleaning up the shop and rolled it into a spot where it can be parked and stay, and it's coming together. My little corner of the universe is coming together. I work in a resto shop, which, I'm going to be honest, I don't need that feather in my cap. I don't give a shit. I need something that can support my family. I clock in, clock out, do my job, move on. But it really helps to be somewhere you feel like you're a contributing member of the crew. I really felt like I was a shop dumpster where I was at. Nobody else wants it. Nobody else will do it. Give it to him. And I got a lot of that. And it became just the norm. I got the jobs that deserved to be in the fucking dumpster. Shit that should have been totaled out and sent down the road. So, feels good to be appreciated. Feels good to do something you feel is an accomplishment versus roll down the hill. I'm out. We've been playing for 15 minutes. You guys take care.